Can he guess which one I'm going to attack with is the question. If he guesses correct, no, I'm going to go right for the middle. I'm going to go right for the middle. I chose right. Oh, let's go. If you're new here, we're an indie studio working on a strategic creature battler deck builder roguelike called Grommet Chod that takes a lot of inspiration from Magic the Gathering and competitive Pokemon. We've been working on Grommet Chod for 8 months now, and we finally have a playable game on our hands. The current build has 32 creatures with unique moves and passives. You can create a deck with up to 10 of these guys and hop into a battle with a friend or whoever else has a match open. There is also sort of a single player mode, but for now that's just a fight against the dumbest bot imaginable. Building better bots and expanding the single player mode into a roguelike is part of our next phase of development. But for this episode of the Devlog, we're finally ready to do a deep dive into the battle system to cover all the ins and outs of Grommet Chod gameplay. At the end of the video, we've included a commentated match between Zach and I to show you the full experience. Okay, so how do you play Grommet Chod? The goal of the game is to reduce your opponent's health bar to 0. This can be done by forcefully ejecting an enemy creature, depleting their HP, attacking an empty enemy's socket, or breaking a creature's shield. Some specific creatures might also have other ways of dealing damage to your opponent. The actions you can take are limited by a mana resource called Chod, initializing creatures, attacking with a creature, and re-rolling your cards all have a Chod cost. At the start of each round, you'll get awarded an amount of Chod that increases the longer the battle has gone on. Any unspent Chod will still be available in the next round, and there is no max, so managing Chod efficiently to save it up over time is the key to gaining an advantage over your opponent. Grommet Chod's gameplay takes place in 2 phases, the first of which is the Init Phase, which is short for initialization. Initialization is the term we're using for loading a creature's data from their SD card, aka summoning them into battle. In the Init phase, you have access to 5 creature cards that are randomly drawn from your deck. To initialize a creature, you drag the desired card over one of your sockets. Creatures have different init costs, which can be seen at the top left of their card, or in the tooltip when hovering over them. If you don't see the creature you want in your hand, you can re-roll for a small amount of Chod. If you want to save a creature for later, you can right-click it to freeze it, which will prevent it from being removed from your hand in the next Init phase or when re-rolling. You can also drag duplicates of the same creature over a socket to level them up. When a creature levels up, its base stats are increased and most abilities are improved. The max level is 3, but be careful leveling up your creatures, because the higher the level, the more damage you'll take when it dies. Once you're ready to lock in your decisions, you click the End Turn button to let the Init phase play out. If you're playing against another person online, you'll need to wait for them to end their turn as well. But if they're taking too long, you can always start the timer to give them 30 seconds to finish up. During the Init phase, your creatures and your opponent's creatures are initialized, and any abilities that are triggered on Init will play out. Once the Init phase is complete, the game will automatically transition to the Action phase. The Action phase is where you can queue up actions for your creatures to take. For every creature you have initialized, you'll see a menu of their options beneath their socket. Click on an action, and then if required, select a target or targets for that action. Most of these actions require Chod as well, so make sure not to spend it all in the Init phase. Just like the Init phase, once you've entered your actions, you'll need to click the End Turn button to start the Action phase. When the Action phase starts, all the queued actions will play out according to their priority and the speed of each creature. In general, the order is as follows: start of round abilities, priority moves, regular moves, and end of round abilities. Once all actions have been completed, the game will automatically transition to the Init phase of the next round. The match will continue in this loop until one of the players is defeated. If both players have their HP depleted in the same round, the game will end in a draw. The complexity of Grommet Chod comes in with the creatures and the unique options, stats, and synergies each one has. Each creature is one of these 8 types: Nil, Chud, Nature, Beef, Brain, Darling, Nefarious, and Just. A creature's type impacts how they match up against other creatures. Let's take nature as an example. It's strong against the brain type, which means it deals double damage to brain types and takes half damage in return. However, nature is weak against chud types. It takes double damage from these creatures and deals half damage back to them. Each type works this way with one weakness and one resistance, except for the nil type, which is not impacted by type matchups. The next thing to understand about a creature is its stats. Every creature has 5 stats. Its cost stat is how much chod it will take to instantiate in-game. The life stat determines how much damage a creature can take before being forcefully ejected. Speed determines the order that moves play out in the action phase. Strength determines how much damage a creature can do. The last stat is armor, and this one needs some further explanation. Most creatures have the ability to block. This is a priority move that puts up a force field that defends the creature against damage. However, the shield has a limit, the creature's armor points. If a creature's shield takes damage that exceeds their armor points, the shield will break, and excess damage will be dealt to the creature and to the player that controls that creature. Blocking will keep your creature alive in a pinch, but if you're too predictable, you can be punished for it. Creatures start to get really interesting when you look at their moves. Most creatures have 2 primary moves, and what they do varies significantly. In general, look for the cost, which is how much chod it takes to use that move. The power, this is averaged with the creature's strength stat to determine the final damage. The number of targets, this specifies how many targets will need to be selected when using the move. And the type. Moves have types just like creatures do, and while generally a creature will have moves of the same type, there are many exceptions. There are lots of moves that don't do any damage, but have some other kind of effect. For example, the baby has a move called Cry that enrages enemies, making them redirect their attacks to the baby. The imp has a move called Soul Link that tethers itself to the target. Now when either creature dies, they both do. Coach has a move called Drills, which boosts the stat of the user's choice for all allies. A creature's moveset gives them a unique use case in battle, and not everyone is meant for damage output. The last part of a creature is its ability. This is a passive effect that doesn't require chod or a dedicated action to activate. For example, Infantry has an ability called Parry that lets it retaliate when an enemy damages its shield. The neighbor's dog will immediately attack enemies when they're summoned. And Bunny in a Window heals allies instead of hurting them when it attacks. There's one more action that every creature can take, and it's called Ejecting. When a creature ejects, they are removed safely from the socket. This is similar to the creature dying, but it gives you some chod back and doesn't deal damage to the player. Ejecting can be risky because it leaves the socket vulnerable at the start of the action phase. There are lots of situations where it's worth it. And with that, you know all the basics of Grommet Chod. At its core, the battle system is pretty straightforward, but with every creature we add, rules are expanded, new synergies are created, and strategies deepen. Now, to show you this gameplay in action, here's a battle Zach and I recorded during one of our playtesting sessions. Alright, I think the universe wants me to go 3 skellies. Or does it want me to go level 3 skelly? It wants me to go 3 skellies.
So right off the bat, let's go ahead and get a B. Just for some quick damage. And then next turn we'll probably put out an accountant. Ooh, a skeleton. 3 skeletons. Oh boy.
Okay. Can he guess which one I'm going to attack with is the question. Because the B's faster, and he can attack any one of these 3.
I don't know what he's thinking about.
If he guesses correct, no, I'm going to go right for the middle. I'm going to go right for the middle.
Attack with. I chose right! Oh. Let's go. Space speed is 60, so I can clean up some skeletons here.
Okay. Accountant, let's get the econ going. This deck is still supposed to be an econ build.
And we'll take his armor points down a little bit. I think that'll be good.
I wouldn't mind if I can get a skeleton. I can outspeed his imp and kill it this turn. That's what I want to see.
Accountant. Staying in? Oh no. Can you kill me here though? 11 times 3. No, I don't think you can. I'm fine. Just barely.
Sweet. Does that kill? Oh my god. Dang, that was a little bit rough.
Math.
I don't love this hand right now, but I can't be spending more Chod rerolling. Okay, I'll reroll one time, just so I can outspeed again.
So now he's like, oh, I have to spend so much money to put my creatures back. We're gonna bring out the freaking Dark Accountant. Or put something big and we'll soul bond and freaking kill the imp. Skeleton. Big skeleton. I don't know why he'd think I'd attack here. So I'm going to do that. Oh. Yeah, no, he he just played into it normally.
I'm still faster. He could put out a pet TV or a bunny in a window. Those are the only things faster than this current skeleton. Okay, so whatever I do, I still want to be able to attack with the skeleton. So, should I send a coach out?
I kind of want an imp. Cool. $85.
That's good. I need to make sure Pet TV doesn't attack. This is where we get into the mind games. But he knows that I'm trying to take out Pet TV as well. So he's gonna go for blocking on Pet TV.
No, he's probably gonna attack Pet TV because it's the most damage I can do to him. Just my gut. Nope, he goes for skeleton. Okay. So he's not playing into the read this, or he's playing into the read this time, but he wasn't before.
We're just back in the same boat again, though. If I don't think I can protect the coach, I should probably just eject it, because I'll take more damage from losing the coach than I will from Pet TV just hitting the slot. I think he's gonna attack this time. Which, if I think he's gonna attack this time, then I'm gonna go Compound Fracture on Pet TV.
We tranquilize him, and then if he's gonna try to pick up there, yeah. So he does go for it. He'll get a shield break, but he won't be able to kill. Then I'll get the kill. He didn't have enough money for anything else, so that's cool. I've got an interesting play here I want to try. Let's see what he summons, though. If he summons a fast person, this will complicate things.
What are the odds that I can outspeed Pet TV here? Basically none, but I can still block. I still gotta block with Coach. So, do I want to go Branget, block with Coach? That'll leave me with 3.
Okay. Who is he gonna block with is the question.
Why did I do that? This was just a bad play. Double block?
Let's see if that kill. Maybe we go into them. No.
I'm glad I went for double block. Oh my god. So the chain that you just saw was the imp's ability, Soul Link, and it makes it so whenever the imp dies, the other end of the chain dies as well. But since I blocked, it did not connect. That was lucky. But now I still am in the same situation of I don't know who he's going to attack. So please give me another brain get. Please give me another brain get. Okay, last roll. Last roll. Please give me another brain get. Okay.
He levels up Coach. He could outspeed, but he wouldn't have enough to do an attack, I don't think. So I think I'm fine throwing out Dark Accountant here and like an HP swap. But I can't do anything else because I don't have money. So he spent 5 there. He has enough to block. He's probably going to think I want the shield here. So I'm just going to attack and I'm going to save my money.
The reason I was doing that was so I can live 1 cathode ray. But I can't also block with Coach. So I'm willing to risk taking Pet TV's 55 damage to the socket instead of losing Coach. Just because if he hits Coach and I'm not blocking, Coach is going down, I'm losing 60 HP, and I'm not getting any Chod back. This way, I'm at full health, I'm gonna get my 6 Chod back here, and just have a chance of losing 55. I guess he could triple up into the slot, and I lose a lot of health, but I don't think that'll happen.
So I imagine he blocks with Brain Get to stop the Cook the Books. But littles does he know, I'm just gonna break the shield and then do it next turn. He could just completely counterplay, and I don't know, not block is the counterplay. I just don't think he has enough money for like a strong attack. Coach ejected. Okay, well I'm just gonna put it back out. I think I do need just like a stronger Pet TV.
That was pretty good. I think I'm in a good position here. Let's go for a slow man. Level up.
Getting to Brain Get here is the right move. You definitely can't eject, because I'll nearly kill him. Though I'll get a shield break if he blocks, and probably still kill him. If he doesn't block, I'll just get the creature death damage. Yeah, he's blocking, so I'm just gonna do way too much here. Oh, it doesn't actually get the kill though. Okay.
Okay, I think we're gonna have to cut our losses with losing Brain Get here. But I'm gonna have a level 3 Cardamom.
We cook the books. I can't let them attack.
So let's just roll with that then. We know we're gonna have that. Let's go for buffing up Cardamom and going for Divine Chant. Future Matt here, interjecting for a second because we didn't realize how clutch this play was when it first happened. Zach is planning to take out Brain Get with Pet TV here, and if she goes down, I'll be at very low health. Neither of my other creatures have the damage output to be threatening, and nothing in my deck could have outsped a level 3 Pet TV on the next round. I came to terms with the fact that I was going to be losing Brain Get and needed another win condition. Maybe if I can stay alive and buff Cardamom? Oh, that didn't kill? What?
What the frick?
Okay, let's back up for a second again. Zach and I both forgot about the fact that Cardamom's Holy Ground move, the glowing circle on Brain Get's socket, changed her to the Just type, allowing her to survive Cathode Ray. And Cardamom's Divine Chant, it dealt exactly 26 damage after getting buffed by the Slawman, which was 1 point higher than what was needed to win the game. Oh, that didn't kill? Now that we've finally shown some real gameplay, we'd love to know your thoughts. Does this look like a game you'd play? Got an idea for a creature, move, or ability? Let us know in the comments or in our Discord channel. Speaking of the Discord channel, we've recently announced our very first online playtest for Grommet Chod, and it'll be taking place Labor Day weekend, August 29th through September 1st. We'll be running it through our Discord channel, so be sure to join if you'd like to participate. The goal for the playtest is to identify bugs, balance our creatures, and get lots of feedback as we continue development. If you're watching this in the future and missed out on the playtest, you should still check in. We plan on continuing these Discord-wide playtests periodically. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next devlog.